A 17-year-old shot and killed, and police say it all started with a complaint over loud music.
It was known as the loud music murder, an argument sparked by loud hip-hop music that cut 17-year-old Jordan Davis's life too short.
Heard the loud music, didn't want to deal with it.
Picture a calm evening in Jacksonville, Florida. You're driving through the city with your friends, windows down, music blaring. This setting, familiar to many, is where our story unfolds. In today's true crime exploration, we're diving into a narrative where a casual evening became a pivotal moment in a nationwide conversation. This is the story of Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, born on February 16, 1995, in Atlanta, Georgia, was the cherished son of Lucia McBath and Ron Davis. Jordan's early life was marked by a blend of ordinary joys and challenges. When he was around 4, his parents' marriage began to unravel, leading to a divorce that reshaped his childhood landscape. His father, Ron, moved to Jacksonville, Florida, but maintained a close bond with Jordan, ensuring they spent quality time together regularly. As Jordan grew, his personality began to shine through. He was known for his infectious laugh, a sense of humor that could light up a room, and a kind-hearted nature that made him well-liked among his peers. However, Jordan's move to Jacksonville marked a significant chapter in his life. The decision was spurred by his mother's battle with breast cancer and the need for a stable home environment. But as practical this move to Florida was for the family, it would prove to be a catastrophic call. Meanwhile, on the other side of this dark tale, we introduce you to a man named Michael Dunn, a fairly ordinary gentleman out of Minnesota who lived in Florida for several years now. Dunn was a 45-year-old software developer when this story happened. A closer look at his background would reveal that while his life was seemingly ordinary on the surface, it was marked by turmoil and aggression. You see, not long ago, Dunn had experienced the dissolution of his marriage, leading to a complex personal life that included a new fiancée. On the night of the incident, Dunn and Ruhr were in Jacksonville for his son's wedding, a celebratory event that should have been the focus of their weekend. Instead, the festivity took a backseat as the day's events would reveal a darker, more volatile side of Dunn. On November 23, 2012, when Jordan Davis was 17 years old, that fateful evening, Jordan, along with his friends Tommy, Tevin, and Leland, decided to embrace the youthful ritual of Black Friday shopping.
Just as I was getting ready to go out the door, Jordan stopped me and said, "Dad, listen," he said, "me and my friends, we're gonna go over to the mall and we're just gonna go window shopping and then grab something to eat." He hugged me, I hugged him, and they stopped by the Gates gas station. And they're banging their music loud, you know how kids do, and they're playing rap music.
They piled into Tommy's red Dodge Durango, an SUV borrowed from his aunt for their shopping adventure. Their journey led them to a Gate gas station in Jacksonville's south side. Tommy parked the SUV and dashed inside to purchase cigarettes, leaving the music blaring, a soundtrack to their jovial mood. Jordan and his friends stayed behind, soaking in the fun and the pulsating beats of their favorite tunes. Little did they know, this simple act of teenage freedom would escalate into a confrontation with unforeseen consequences. As the music filled the air, a black sedan pulled into the station, parking next to the boys' SUV. The stage was unknowingly set for a tragic clash of worlds, and you would not believe how quickly things spiraled out of control and what happened next. The black sedan that pulled up next to the SUV was that of Michael Dunn and his fiancée. Dunn, already on edge from the day's festivities and perhaps fueled by personal grievances, found the loud music not just an annoyance, but a challenge to his authority.
The music starts, and I rolled down my window, and I thought, I asked them nicely, the man, I said, "Hey, would you guys mind turning that down?"
However, Jordan, feeling particularly brave that night, wanted to assert his autonomy and insisted on turning the volume back up. This act of perceived defiance turned out to be the spark in the powder keg of Michael Dunn's pent-up frustration and anger.
And there were statements of, "Are you talking to me?" coming from Mr. Dunn. And I believe a couple of the witnesses stated they heard, "You're not going to talk to me that way."
Dunn, feeling slighted and emboldened by the presence of a firearm in his vehicle, made a fateful decision. In a shocking display of power, he reached for his gun, a 9mm handgun, and did the unthinkable. He fired round after round into the adjacent SUV, shattering glass and punching some holes into the car's body in the process.
The male passenger in the rear, a person who we know to be Jordan Davis, has allegedly become involved in a confrontation with Dunn.
The guy that was in the back was getting really agitated. You know, there was a lot of him, that, and that. You know, I thought they were singing, like, "You're gonna die." I was like, "You're talking about me?" And I was like, "You're dead. You're dead."
Jordan's friends, now in a desperate bid for survival, scrambled to make sense of the chaos. Their attempts to flee met with the relentless sound of Dunn's shooting. As the Durango sped away, the gravity of the situation began to sink in. Jordan, wounded and fading fast, was the embodiment of innocence lost in a senseless act of violence. His friends, in a panic, rushed to seek help, their minds reeling from the shock and the abrupt transition from carefree teenagers to witnesses of a brutal crime. Back at the gas station, witnesses stood frozen.
Michael Dunn's girlfriend comes out of the store and they drive away. They never called 911. They never see if the kids were hurt.
Dunn, seemingly unfazed by the gravity of his actions, calmly re-entered his vehicle. His fiancée, Rhonda, was inside the gas station store at the time of the incident.
And so I opened the door and he said, "Get in the car." And I don't know if I said what or if I said anything or if I just hesitated, and he said, "Get in the car." But he was, you know, he just had that sound in his voice, you know, of urgency. Yeah. And so I got in the car.
You get in the car, he pulls out to leave. What's the conversation like in the car?
Well, I asked him, what happened?
Right.
That's what I said. I said, "What happened?" And he said, "I shot at the car." And I'm like, we're moving at this time.
Right.
And I said, "What car?" And he said, "The one with the music." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because they threatened to kill me."
Without explaining anything, Dunn drove them away quickly. The Durango, riddled with bullets, was hastily driven away from the gas station by one of Jordan's friends in a desperate bid for safety. It was only moments later, when they realized Jordan had been hit, that the gravity of the situation sank in. Panicked and shocked, they rushed back to the gas station screaming for help. Jordan, gravely injured, was quickly attended to by bystanders until the paramedics arrived, but tragically, it was too late. Jordan Davis was pronounced dead. The manhunt for Dunn began as soon as the authorities were alerted to the shooting. Witnesses at the gas station provided descriptions of Dunn's vehicle. Rouet was still in the dark about the incident's severity, and she noticed Dunn's peculiar behavior, but didn't grasp the full extent until later. Dunn's arrest came the following day after he and Rouet drove back home. Law enforcement officials, acting on the vehicle's description and witness statements, apprehended him at his residence. During the interrogation, Dunn claimed self-defense.
The guys in the red SUV to turn down that base.
I did. I said, "Can you turn that down, please?"
What was the response from the red SUV?
They turned it off.
And at that point, what did you then say?
I said, "Thank you." Very soon after, I start hearing things like F him and F that, and...
Does it escalate?
Well, the music came back on. Now it got ugly. After hearing the something cracker and this and that, I hear, "I should kill that motherfucker." Here, "I should fucking kill that motherfucker." And now he's screaming. There's no mistake of what he said. That is what he said.
Alleging that he saw a gun in the teenager's SUV, a claim that was never substantiated, as no weapon was found in the vehicle. The trial of Michael Dunn drew national attention, spotlighting issues of gun violence, self-defense laws, and racial tensions. Dunn's defense hinged on his perceived threat from the teenagers, particularly Jordan Davis, but the prosecution painted a different picture. Rhonda Rouet became a crucial witness for the prosecution. She recounted how Dunn expressed his dislike for the thug music coming from the teenager's vehicle.
What type of music does he have a problem with?
He doesn't like rap.
Is it the bass that drives him crazy?
Yeah. I believe it was just the loud bass.
The confrontation escalated while she was inside the store. Upon hearing the gunshots, Ruhr hurried back to see Dunn at the driver's side window of the teen's vehicle. Following his boyfriend's angry instructions, she got into the car and they sped off to their hotel, only to leave the next morning. Ultimately, the jury convicted Michael Dunn. He was found guilty of first-degree offense for the death of Jordan Davis and the attempted shooting at the vehicle's other occupants. Dunn was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, a conclusion that brought some measure of justice to the tragic loss of Jordan Davis, but left lingering questions about gun control, race relations, and the value of human life in America. What do you think about this story? Do you think there was a racial angle here, or just someone pushed to the edge? In any case, this saga only proves the saying, a killer is an ordinary man on a bad day.
Thank you for watching. Drop your thoughts on this chilling story in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more daily true crime stories.